Hi, everybody. So yesterday I had the chance to see the new animated film Smallfoot, and this is from Warner Animation, who did Storks and Lego movies and stuff like that. And this movie is a hard one to review because it's one that I didn't hate it. It does some good things. It's a very strange movie. I found myself just kind of baffled by a lot of what was happening. I recommend the movie. It's very messy, but I thought its choices were really strange, and so I kind of I don't know, I kind of admire it at that level. In the end, it's probably harmless, and so if you have kids that you want something, I would definitely go see The House of the Clock in its Walls first, because I think that is more successful in doing what it's trying to do. But if they've already seen that, or maybe that's too scary, then you can take them to Smallfoot. It's harmless and they'll like it. But it's just a really strange movie. The one thing I really liked is I thought the animation on the characters was pretty amazing. The fur and the things, it looked really good. I liked how they did a pretty good job of making these basically white characters, in the sense of their fur is white. Defining them out to making them all look different so you could tell the characters apart. I thought they did a good job with that. I also really enjoyed the world building of like this ice world and this Yeti world. And I'd really like to read the art book because I liked, I don't know, just all the different houses and the way that the ice was sort of used, and there's this whole mythology about the clouds, which I thought was pretty creative. That the Yetis create the clouds, and there's this. It's almost like an analogy of the cave, Plato's cave. First, have separated the Yeti from the Smallfoot with these clouds that they manufacture, and they've created this whole lore and everything in order to protect them and keep them safe. And so then you have this James Corden character, this guy with like a National Geographic kind of show, but the ratings are down, and he's not getting I was confused. I guess he's on YouTube too or something like that. I don't know, because he seemed concerned about views and stuff. And so I guess he's on YouTube, and he's looking if they can find a Yeti, then he will think it'd be big ratings. He even has his assistant Brenda. He's trying to convince her to wear a Yeti suit so that he can find her. And that's kind of how it starts. And then he ends up in this plane crash, and he ends up meeting this Yeti named Migo. And so that's kind of gets the whole story going. I don't know, there's just a lot of really strange things in this movie. Songs in particular are what are really odd. It's actually like a musical. I think there's like 5 songs. A couple of songs are very like musical theater, and I'm a musical theater fan, so I enjoyed them for the most part, talking sort of setting up the world and how they want to be perfect and how they each have their role and their place, and kind of explaining there's this rock that tells the future and tells them what to do, and they basically have this like prophet character voiced by Common who wears the rocks on his robe. And so I think that that was all pretty creative. Like, it's sort of weird, but it was creative. And then the after Migo sees the Smallfoot, he everybody thinks he's lying, so there's sort of a Chicken Little kind of an aspect there. But I don't know, there was just a lot of stuff that just felt so strange. There's a whole song in here that you think that they're going to start Ice Ice Baby, which would have been perfect because it's all in the ice, but it's not. It's Pressure, but it's a whole version of Pressure about YouTube and modern media, which just felt so out of place. And then there's another song that's Common rapping, explaining why he needs to lie, which is really weird. Like, what? It came out of nowhere. And yeah, my friend Sean Chandler, he said, he described it well. He says, I like the catchy kids song about lies people in power have to tell for the greater good in order to ease the dangers of mutual xenophobia. My kids and I had a great chat about that on the way home. That is true. Yeah, that's what the song is about. It's about how it's basically Plato's analogy of the cave. You know, the philosopher kings have to lie, the noble lie, which is really similar to in the Freaky Friday, this whole song about parents lie. Which was a weird moment. And this is also kind of weird. And I don't know. And just the whole rapping, it just really didn't work. It didn't fit. The voice cast for this is also kind of strange. I mean, they're all fine, but it's definitely a bloated voice cast. You do not need all of these people. And then you have someone like LeBron James voicing, which is, he's fine, but it's just sort of strange. And there's Danny DeVito, Gina Rodriguez, Channing Tatum, James Corden, Zendaya, Common. So this huge cast, and it did kind of drag for me in spots. It was a little slow. You know, the whole thing of like them not believing him, and then when they actually get him and he's like freaking out about being in the village. I think a lot of that stuff is just feels so played out, you know, and we've seen so many movies about the monster coming into the human world and then actually getting accepted, or the human coming into the monster world of some kind, whether it's Ice Age or Monsters Inc. or Hotel Transylvania, or, you know, there's lots of movies like that. And so that part kind of got boring for me. But I don't know, there were a lot of really strange parts that I feel like if you like watching strange movies, then you'll like it. And I think it's harmless for kids. So I don't know. I'd give it like 2.5 out of 5 stars. It's like right in the middle. It's not awful, but it's not particularly good either. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you think if you get to see it. Thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you later. Bye.